In this video, I am going to share with you a DoorDash restaurant, a very popular one, that is going to be even more of a nightmare to pick up from if it isn't already. They have secretly changed their policies, and it's not in the favor of the DoorDash driver whatsoever. It may cause even more long wait times, and you could see more unassigned in your near DoorDash future if you take these orders. Want to know what restaurant I'm talking about? Well, let's get right into it. Some of you love this restaurant. For me, it has never been a fan favorite of mine because of the long wait times, and that is Starbucks. It's interesting because I have always had to wait even a couple of minutes on a good day here. But lately, it has gotten worse to the point where a lot of times, no matter what Starbucks I go into, it's almost like they ignore DoorDash drivers. And this even goes for Uber Eats too, because I've done it on both platforms. So it got me thinking the other day, and of course I did my homework, I did my research, and I found out that they have secretly changed their policies when it comes to mobile orders, specifically DoorDash, and this also includes Uber Eats as well, so you might want to listen up if you do both of these platforms. So interesting enough, here is what's new in their policy changes. So according to what I've read, is they've done some changes to improve service speeds and efficiency. And they're not shifting away from the delivery apps, but they're focusing more on reducing wait times for their customers that are currently right in front of them. Which I get, right? If you're a customer and you're going into a restaurant, like, you expect to have service right away because you're physically there, right? So this also includes their drive-through lines as well, and they've also shifted how they prioritize their drive-through lines versus the customers that are in standby lines. But this is mainly geared towards third-party apps, just like DoorDash. So they've done a couple of changes. First of all, I just said it, but I'll say it again. They have now prioritized their current customers that are physically in the store or at their drive-thru above mobile orders. Doesn't mean that they won't eventually get to mobile orders, because they do exist. Also, on top of that, I don't know if any one of you guys order this through any kind of app such as DoorDash, but they have also lowered the maximum number of items in one single mobile order. It used to be 15, it's now reduced down to 12, which I find very interesting. I didn't even know they can order that high, but hey, if you're going to order a lot of Starbucks, I guess maybe for offices and, places like that who order like those mid-morning, caffeine runs, I guess this would apply to that as well. I've had a couple of those large orders before, but not recently, which I find very interesting. And then on top of that, they are also working with a new sequencing algorithm to better manage the flow of mobile orders to avoid overwhelming the baristas. So those are the changes that they subtly made. They didn't tell anybody. Obviously, they don't tell the DoorDash drivers until we actually show up for the food and go, hello, I'm here for, and they just look at you and they're like, yeah, okay, we'll get to it. How many times has that happened to you? Because it happens to me all the time. So let me know. Have you noticed these changes? Have you noticed that there are longer wait times at Starbucks lately? Or not. Maybe you have a fantastic one that has kept the mobile orders moving and it's a quick pick up and drop off. I wish I can say the same thing, but it's not. For me, it is a wait every single time that I go in recently. So it's interesting if we all share our own stories to kind of see how these policy changes have affected each one of us. Go ahead, let me know in the comments. What does this all mean to you as a DoorDash driver? I think that's the bigger question, right? You know, if you are a driver, this really could affect you if you do mornings, afternoons, heck, even weekends. That's usually when I see a lot of these orders come through. You could receive longer wait times. You could also receive the side eye from the associates that like, yeah, okay, we'll get to you as soon as possible. And you're still sitting there 5-10 minutes later. How many times does that happen? A lot of times with Starbucks, I have to play stupid and I have to go up to them and say, hi, I'm here for blank order. Where do I go? Like I'm a brand new driver. Like I don't even know where to go for Starbucks, even though I really do, just to get someone going on my order. But other than that, I'm going to say, like I say all the time on this channel, if worry-free unassigned is in your market, it could become your best friends when it comes to orders just like these. If you are waiting at a restaurant for more than 10 minutes, and that 10 minutes now is from the time that they're saying, the DoorDash is saying the order should be ready, if you go to hit the question mark and go to unassign the order, it has to say worry-free unassigned, so it doesn't affect your cancel rate, but if it does, if it's not worth it, it's easier to dip and run and get rid of the order, at least in my opinion. I hate wasting time that I can't be making money. So unassigns might be in your future if it's really not worth your time in doing some of these orders. If you don't care about acceptance rates, it might be something that you might want to decline, knowing that there's always going to be waits at restaurants just like this. You have to get to know your own market and also get to know your own Starbucks and whether it's going to be an in and out or you know it's going to be a wait. If you know it's going to be a wait, it might not be worth it to even accept the order. If you do care about acceptance rates like me, I am a platinum dasher. Sometimes I save my declines for orders just like these. Starbucks is not on my favorite list of restaurants to do, so if it's not worth it, you probably won't see me doing them. At least that's just me and what I've experienced in my own area. But you need to make the best decisions for you. I just don't want anybody wasting their time and energy on something that might not be ready, and then you're waiting 10-20 minutes when you could have done a worry-free unassigned and moved on to your next order. Time is money. We all know this by now. Turn it and move on, and hopefully you're not in a store that is super busy and you keep getting pushed down the priority list and then the order never gets done. Poor customers. That's another thing about this. If you really think about this, if you're a customer ordering Starbucks through DoorDash, you're a customer too, right? At least that's the way I've always looked at us as DoorDash drivers. Like, we're the pretend customers that are in front of you. So I understand you want to prioritize the current customers, but I'm a customer too. Like, we're the representative of a customer that just placed the order online. That's kind of where the funny line actually comes into play. At least that's my opinion. At least that's how I would feel as a customer. Wouldn't you start questioning, man, why is my Starbucks order taking so darn long? And then you start to see a pattern over and over again. And then eventually, unless you really love Starbucks, don't you think you'd be like, yeah, I'm not going to get it today. It takes too darn long. I don't know. Psychology of customers. Who knows? Maybe Starbucks knows something better than I know. I just know I'd be kind of mad if I did order it and it took forever to get to me, or I ordered it and all of a sudden I don't have hot coffee anymore because it kept sitting on the counter. How many times has this happened to you? You go into Starbucks and you actually see your drink sitting there and you see the names on it, but no one ends up bagging the order because they're prioritizing their current customers that are in front of them. And then you're just like, can someone just bag it? I'll do it for you. I feel like that all the time. Just give me the bag. I will do it for you. I'll even seal it for you just so I can get it out of there. Anyway. So have you heard of this? What do you think of their new policy changes? Do you think it'll be more wait times in our near future? Time will tell, I guess. You know, long wait times with orders like these could lead to bad ratings for customers. You know, if you want to know why customers definitely leave bad ratings, you're going to check this video out next, and I'll see you over there.